Good morning, Gemly. Good morning, everybody. So, I've been up for a while. I got hairspray on the wrong part of my hair. I've been up for a while. We've already got the dogs out, done stuff with them, cleaned up the yard, repositioned the fencing because it just wasn't standing up the way I wanted it to. I've actually got Downy down for her nap a little bit early. We tried something different yesterday and it seemed... I said we have to keep changing it up with her, so I'm not going to say that we're going to stick with this way of doing it, but we're changing up like her bedtime and her nap time area, like her nap time zones, because it seems to be working. We've been putting her to bed at 7 o'clock every night, which is pushing her to not be up till 7 in the morning. So she's no longer waking up at like 5, like just before 5 o'clock, like just before 6 o'clock. So before she would get up at like 6:05, 6:10. She's now holding off until about 7:10. Hey, Yosef. And so that's the biggest change that we have right now. Okay, whoa. There's no reason to do that. Guys, come on. 1 second, guys. Sorry. There's no reason. You guys can stay outside for a little bit. Hold on. Okay, put this here. I'm trying to get stuff cleaned up. Sorry guys. Sorry, my face itches so bad. There's dog hair and cat hair everywhere right now, so I am trying to do a cleanup. Yesterday cut my hair, so I went ahead and cut all the dead stuff off the end. So now my hair like looks a lot healthier. It's like doing so much better. It's kind of a mess right now because I've been busy all morning, but Sarah helped me get like the last little bit straightened out just to make sure it wasn't like really off. But I took probably about that much hair off, and that was all the junk that was like on the bottom that was just horrible. So now it's much healthier feeling, and I'm wearing it down today, as you can tell, other than clipping the top part up. Hi, Jeffrey. So I'm gonna make some coffee because I haven't had coffee yet, but I also yesterday made homemade tortillas. They're little tiny ones. I made little street taco style tortillas. They're not my favorite. Now, when we ended up making some of them into chips yesterday, and so I cut these into little triangles, right? And each one I cut into 6, so they were just little ones. You're drinking Dr. Pepper? Nice. So I went ahead and cut these up and then fried them in oil to make chips. And they're really good when you have them with salsa. They're also really good like as little street tacos, so. Oh, what in the world? But hold on a second. They all just went potty again. Give me a second. Gotta go do the little poop bags. Leave it. Don't try to eat that. That's, no. All right, which one of you started digging? Which one of you did this? No. That's not the puppy doing it. She's inside laying down. Leave it. Stop digging in the yard. Oh boy. I think it was Godric that time, because he is my yard digger, who now has taught Danny to be a yard digger. Yeah, Godric has taught Danny to dig, and oh my gosh. Oh, nice, Leslie. Nice. That's funny because that is my middle name. Marie is my middle name. I don't go by my first name. I hate my first name, so I don't go by it. Let me make some coffee. And Sarah is napping right now. We have both been up since really early. So the dogs had us both up super early. Wait, what? Did you see where the Fry Life adopted a... Yeah, I did. We're doing good. Oh, wow. Yeah, I know. Out here we have a stay-home order unless it's absolutely necessary, like for you to go out. Like you can go out like around your house and stuff, but oh yeah, we are definitely staying safe. You can go out like around your house and stuff, but you can't be like out like in town. You can't be meeting up and doing group things and going to birthday parties, stuff like that. Like none of that's essential stuff. So those are all big no-nos. But we are allowed to, you know, go hiking, go walking with your people that you live in your home with, people you're quarantined with, I guess you could say. If you're quarantined by yourself, go for a hike. Stay on a short, small hiking trail if you're going to go hiking by yourself, because here's the thing. You never want to go on any kind of long, extraneous hike that nobody knows where you're at. But also call someone before you go and let them know, hey, I'll expect me to be back at this time and I will call you when I've made it back home. Make sure you're checking in with someone. You don't want to be out kind of hiking and end up getting hurt and then nobody know where you are. That's a big no-no. Oh, wow. Yeah, be careful out there. For me, like I said, we've been kind of getting out. I want to get out if the weather holds today, which I doubt it. I would like to go down on the water again. They just released a bunch of trout, and I would really like to get out and try to do some trout or bass fishing. So, but yeah. All right. Coffee's going. Hi, Anne-Marie. How are you? Oh, gosh. Well, yeah, but see, that's okay, though. Here's the thing, Chris. With these stay-at-home orders and stuff like that, you can go for walks. You can go out and about. However, you need to, 1, social distance. 2, no gathering in groups. 3, don't be just going to like Walmart or whatever just to browse and walk around. That's not what it's for. You need to go get groceries, go get your groceries. You need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. But like they're saying also, within your vicinity of your little space, your neighborhood, your block, take a walk, stretch your legs, get some air, be out in your yard. Stuff like that to keep you sane, first of all, because ain't nobody going to stay sane if they're locked away inside of a house all day long. That's just, it's not going to happen. Let me fix this right quick because I got hairspray on this part of my hair, which was not supposed to get hairspray on it. Oh, and I straightened my hair yesterday. So... but yeah. Ta-da! Yeah, so what I've been doing now is what I was saying earlier is we've been putting Danny to bed at 7 at night, which is pushing her to sleep till 7 in the morning. However, she still is waking up now only once at night. She's waking up at 3 in the morning. Yeah, cabin fever is real. So Danny is now sleeping at night until 3 in the morning. Gosh dang it, I can feel where it's at. There it is. Where, hi Teresa. So she goes to bed at 7. She sleeps all the way till 3 in the morning. Before I would put her to bed at 9 and she would wake up at 1, again at 3, and then again at 6. And be up from 6 o'clock until 10 a.m. So now what we're doing is, she's waking up at 7. So I'm letting her out to go to the bathroom, run around, whatever. We kind of get the morning started. If there's any dishes that need to be done, I sweep the floor, stuff like that. Letting her run around for quite a while, let the dogs out. They all just kind of go crazy for a while. 9 o'clock, I am putting her back in her bed. She literally lays down like now, and she is out. She's done. She sleeps roughly an hour. And I let her back out, let her run around again. I make her lay back down again at about 2:30, 3 o'clock. And so far we're finding that that seems to be that little wiggle area. What we're doing now is 11 o'clock is time for like breakfast time for them. Breakfast / dinner time. Danny's the only one that gets fed twice a day. But 11 o'clock seems to be that golden spot. So we do that. Then everybody goes to the bathroom about 3 more times. I've yet to figure this out. And then once they've all gone to the bathroom again and everybody's all emptied out, fed, whatnot, then everybody's good for the rest of the day. Danny, of course, gets a second meal later on. Hi, Angel. Good morning. So that's what we've been doing. I've got coffee going. Let's see here. What do I want to use today? Are we in a Harry Potter kind of mood today, guys? I kind of am. I'm kind of in a Harry Potter kind of mood. I don't want a really big one, so I'm doing good, Angel. How are you doing? That's what I want to know. I want to know how you guys are doing. We're kind of on our end. There's some things that we're taking care of with the help of a doctor, of course. So if you guys listen up, and I'm going to be real serious with you guys real quick. Yeah, you kind of have to with them. A schedule is super important. It's same as having like toddlers. So the big dogs, I don't have to worry about. They're all pretty good on the schedule that they've had for forever, which is 11 o'clock breakfast. That's always been what we've always figured out was with the dogs, the 11 o'clock breakfast seemed to be, or their meal time seemed to be the perfect time. And it keeps everybody comfortable and happy through to the next day without having to worry about them going to the bathroom too late in the night, stuff like that. But anyway, serious note. If any of you struggle with anxiety, depression, if any of you have any mental health issues, mental health disorders, such as bipolar or ADHD, at work on break, nice, Angel. Please, please, please do not take this quarantine as something that says you cannot see your doctor or to step away from your mental health treatments. We are being very vigilant now and really cracking down on mental health. And, you know, some things kind of spiral very fast if you don't stay on top of them. We kind of had a little bit of a hard lesson of that ourselves. And so right now we are taking time kind of just to breathe, self-focus. That's the biggest one right now is self-focus. Taking the time to ask yourself like questions of yourself. And does this make me happy? Am I going to find joy in it an hour from now? These are questions that are super, super important. Is this going to hurt me if I continue this? So these are all questions that you have to be asking yourself, for one. For two, continue seeking professional help. Always, always, always. That's super, super important. And so, no. Hold on, guys. No. I said no. Yeah, I made coffee. That's what you're smelling. Godric. I said no. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so those are things I think are super, super important. Please, please, please do not step away from your mental health treatments or whatever is going on. I can't get the fridge open. Please take that seriously. Please definitely take care of yourselves. I'm actually doing caramel macchiato creamer today. Like I keep saying, guys, I really should stay away from creamer. It really does cause me to get all congested, but I just can't. I gotta have it. But yeah. So And also just remember that it is okay. It is absolutely okay for you to step away from people and take care of yourself and not feel guilty about that. So if you ever need to step away from people and say, I need to take care of me because I am not doing okay, it is absolutely okay to do that. Wrong thing. Definitely don't need that. It ain't even gonna fit in the cup anyway. So don't ever feel like you have to stay in a situation that you know at that moment is causing you to harm your own mental health. No. You don't sit out here and growl at people. They're not doing anything to you. Oh, also, guys, okay, so that part we all know now, right? Keep your mental health in check. So let's go on to a better note. So 1 second. I agree 100%. Oh my God, it's so good. So here's another thing we noticed. When we put Danny down for her nap, we block the bigger dogs out, like the older dogs outside. We have found the reason we were having so much trouble getting her to take a nap was they were coming in and out. Danny has severe mofo, like severe. Or FOMO, not mofo, FOMO, fear of missing out. She has the hugest fear of missing out on everything. Go figure, I would say it backwards. So because of that, we have started blocking it here so that they can stay out here in the yard. They're all like staring me down. Look at them. Look at these butt heads. Oh, you can't even see them. But yeah, they've got a big, like, by the way, you guys, they have a large yard. Hold on, I'll show you. So I got a bird. A bird went to the bathroom on my car window because we're underneath a big tree. But like my neighbor has the nice old trailer. But as you can see, we can see where everybody went pee-pee this morning. So this is, of course, the RV. The gate thing is hooked to the RV. And it goes all the way around. And it goes all the way to the back of the RV. As you can tell, our dirt here doesn't absorb water like most places. So when they pee, it sits on top of the ground. It takes it a while for it to soak in. But right here, this spot right here in the yard, the last people that were here dumped something in the dirt. I'm going to guess it was probably some kind of cooking oil because the dogs have gone crazy. So the other day, I asked one of the maintenance workers here if they had some bleach. And he did. So I took and dumped bleach right there in the yard. They haven't touched it since. So whatever was dumped there, I'm going to guess was some sort of food and whatnot. So you guys, my eye is healing up. It's still very tender, but it's not like the bruise is starting to turn like the green and yellow. Like I don't stay bruised very long. However, Arnicare is great for bruises. So as you guys can tell, my black eye is healing up. I don't even know if you guys could tell at first until I bring the camera closer, but yeah, I busted myself in the face a couple days ago. But every morning now, we have been pinning open these. So this is kind of our little, this side here, we have my bag and Sarah's bag. So that's our clothing. Then my camera bag. Then of course, everything else is cleaned up. So we got the kitty food up here with their bowls. As you guys know, my bedroom space. So it has like my setup here, my stuff. I've got the computer inside that like cubby area, the monitor hooked up to it. That computer is also, it's an all-in-one, so it is a monitor itself. However, having it in there, you can't really access the monitor or see the monitor well. So we have this one mounted. Then I have the, whatever you call this, the blackout curtains up here. I went ahead and pinned those up right here. It helps keep a lot of the heat out. They're meant to, like, these are the same ones here. It keeps all that heat out. Then I have, of course, this side here. This has got like all my arts and like pencils and booklets, stuff like that. So this side here, and then of course the curtain, so the curtain closes. Then we've got Sarah's bed here. So she's got her one baby that she keeps here with her. This right here is kind of our little bathroom drawer thing. It keeps like all of our like deodorant, stuff like that. But yeah, and then of course the dog area. So when you guys look in here, I'll show you. So they have all this open space. Little one's waking up again because I walked past here. I'm just gonna ignore her. She'll go right back to sleep. So this whole area is open for the dogs. So they have this whole open space. Sarah's bed. The underneath here, which we just lift this up and access, is the litter box. We did have the cat's food compartment over here, but it made it very difficult to get to the food over and over again. And Mocus has a bad habit of eating all the food in one go. If there's enough food for Bella there too, she'll eat all of it in one go and then vomit all the food back into the bowl. I know that sounds so gross. Hi, Allie. So we decided to put the food up where I can constantly access it, so that way I can keep an eye on Mocus. She doesn't eat like nibble at the food. She will scoop her jaw into the bowl and swallow whole chunks of food. She's always been that way since she was a kid. And then within moments, like moments, I'm not even talking about like waiting a minute or whatever. Within moments, she will barf it all back out. Yeah. Yeah, scarf and barfer. Yeah, exactly. And so you have to really watch her. So slow feeders. Yeah. So what we've done, and this is weird, but we're using, remember those things you guys were like, aren't those cat bowls? They're not. They're actually a whole cooking set for measurements, right? I took 2 of those because I have 9 of them. So I took 2 of them and I made them into Bella's and Mocus's little bowls. Each one of those holds about a 1/4 cup of food. And so what I'm doing now is I will put just that in each of those little bowls and set those out. When they have successfully finished those, and Bella is usually very, very finicky eater. She'll come out, she'll eat like three little bites, and then she's like, okay, I'm good. And then about 10 minutes later, come back over and a couple more bites. What I have found with this way of doing it is that they will both sit and eat. And then once they're done eating, I put the little bowls away. For super cheap. Nice. I'm gonna actually look into that because, like I said, she literally just chows her jaw down in there. Stop it, mister. But yeah, so she just scoops until she can't scoop anymore. Yeah, I bet. Like I said, but the worst part is she doesn't like just puke anywhere, right? She doesn't barf it up anywhere. She always barfs it back into the bowl, which I find disgusting. And then it's on top of it, and poor Bella is just like, thanks, you know? So back in the bowl. Yup. Harry Potter kind of day, guys. I honestly do not think, right? I don't think I have my Harry Potter movies here with us. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is have to find it on online. I know because I purchased it. I think I have the code in my little Movies Anywhere thing. Yeah, it is an easy cleanup. I will admit it. You just grab the bowl and dump the bowl. Because she always empties the bowl, by the way. So it's not like she pukes it right on top of other food. She pukes it into the empty bowl because she empties the bowl and then proceeds to throw it. Well, the past 3 days now since I started doing it this way, with just giving a small amount, I've noticed she's not puking so much. She hasn't puked at all. Not so much, but hasn't puked at all. And I think that is playing a role in the fact that I'm limiting how much she's putting in her tummy. So she's not able to shove so much food into her belly. This is so good, you guys. Oh, that's a good idea too. But all I have is that I don't have the good kind of egg carton. I couldn't do it in that thing. The styrofoam carton, I would lose my noodle. Yeah, where they just can't get a whole bunch at a time. Yeah. And so that would be great. If I had a like the cardboard carton, absolutely I would do that. But I can't even imagine. Oh, I'm already cringing at the thought. Having her try to put her face with food inside of a styrofoam carton. The noise that the styrofoam carton makes just with the eggs in it is enough to unnerve me. I never buy styrofoam cartons, and that was all they had at the store. And literally, I'm not even kidding guys, I'm literally cringing so hard inside because I can hear the sound without actually hearing the sound. Oi. We're doing good. How are you today, Debbie? Oh, well, next time you get eggs. I can't believe they still have styrofoam. I know, right? Like, who? What age are we living in? Who still makes styrofoam cartons for anything? Don't. It's super unhealthy for the environment. It's bad. It doesn't break down. You can't recycle it. It's just bad. The good part is, my friend, who I know very personally, she said to hold on to those, and she will give us eggs if we don't throw those away. She said, do not throw those away, and I will give you eggs for them with those. So I was like, cool. So she said that if we keep those right there, she will exchange them with us for some eggs. So we'll give her the one that we're going to end up using one today, because I'm going to make for brunch, because it is going to be brunch, because we already had a bit, like we shared a bagel earlier. So for brunch, we're going to make some like breakfast, like little breakfast street taco type things with some egg and sausage, with a little bit of salsa in them, and some cheese. But yeah, I made homemade tortillas yesterday. I have to admit though, I was not a fan of them in the fact that I really wish I had bought lard instead of the shortening. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another attempt at these, but this time use like more of like a margarine with like more flavor to it versus which the shortening is literally just like straight hardened solidified oil. And so I'm half Hispanic. We have the best recipe passed down from generations. Well, then please share, because I would love to prepare it. I won't give away your guys' secrets, but I would really, really, really like a recipe. Like these are really, really good. Like really soft and really nice. Not allowed to. Yeah, these were, like I said, if I had lard versus shortening, these would have tasted better. They just taste very plain. Not a lot of flavor in them. And so they're great for when you want to throw stuff in them. Or like I did last night, I took them and cut them. Yeah, please do. Please. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I want the lard. I want to get lard to do these, because I want to do these with the lard versus the shortening. Shortening just does not have a good flavor, and it makes these taste very, very plain. The one thing I did like about it is we did cut these up and cook them into chips. So we made tortilla chips last night and dipped tortilla chips in salsa, which is really good. Oh yeah, Debbie, there you go. Please be careful out there. We've got 2 confirmed cases in Bullhead City. So please be careful. Did you do that because... no, actually, I already had planned on making tortillas, and I've been looking for a good recipe. Ooh, that would be good. So no, I'd already planned that, and I had already bought all the stuff to make salsa and everything. So I had already planned to do salsa and tortillas, and we were going to do Taco Tuesday. And so I was like, well, I don't want to buy tortillas from the store because I don't know like when we're going to do the tacos. I don't want them going bad. And I said, well, I've already made tortillas before, but they were just never like the ones I didn't like their turnout. So this time when I went shopping, at like the beginning of March, I said, you know what? I'm going to buy a big thing of shortening because couldn't find lard. Is there really? And so I was like, I know I can make them, but I need to make the recipe that is, a little more authentic versus the Americanized ones. And so I wanted to make ones like these, and they came out fantastic. They're super, pliable and just like, they're good. Like, I mean, they're good. They're just not that flavor that I was looking for from a tortilla. So, and I know what the missing thing is. I know that if you make them with lard, you get the better taste. And so, because I could sit there and eat tortillas with nothing on them, just plain tortilla. But it has to be made with lard. So, yeah, if you could send that link for whatever the type of lard is, that would be great. Hopefully they have some of that around here. If not, then I'll just get, you know, lard from the store versus shortening. Shortening is great for cooking. Just definitely not my recommendation to do it for tortillas. Oh my gosh, you know, that's so funny too, because when I was growing up, when we would have the good days with my mom, our neighbors were really amazing people. They taught my mom how to make, what's the word I'm looking for that they used to do? They would do refried beans, but then refried the beans again. I don't know what there's a name for it. But anyway, so they would do the beans and stuff like that. And they taught my mom how to make tortillas. My mom would make these massive tortillas that were just amazing. And they would sit out there, the ladies, my mom and these other two ladies, and they would make big batches of tortillas. And I can remember watching as they would make the dough, and then they would throw it off in a bowl, cover it with a towel, let it sit, which is what I did with this. I did let this sit. I covered it with a towel, let it sit, let it get, you know, all the goodies that are supposed to happen into it. Makes it nice and pliable and just amazing dough. And so this stuff was super easy to roll out. They are tiny because I'll show you why. This is my only cast iron that I have, which I treated and everything the other day. So, Godric. No. No. And they're not even over here. What are you barking at them for? People can be outside. Bonehead. Such a bonehead. My neighbors over here, I'm not even kidding, they have an umbrella set up outside at their table. It is tied shut. And every morning the sun hits it and they have a very questionable shadow. Right now the shadow is not there because the sun is kind of blocked by clouds, but that umbrella leaves a questionable shadow across their vehicle every morning. So I always get a good laugh out of that. Ooh, yummy. Have a fun and delicious morning, Allie. Belgian waffles. If I had a waffle maker, I'd make waffles, but I don't have a waffle maker. But I do have pancake mix, and I can make pancakes. But I also have mango and pineapple. But I don't think I've ever tried to make pineapple pancakes or mango pancakes, so I don't think I'll even attempt it. I think that might ruin things a bit. But I do kind of want to get that frozen fruit used so I can have some space back in my freezer. Oh, I know, it's gorgeous out here. There is now an RV sitting down by the water's edge from when we would look out and it would just be the water's edge. Now there's a big RV there, so. But yeah, so I want to get out and go. I want to go fishing today. I thought about taking Danny down there. I'm not sure how ready she's going to be for it. She's back to sleep, by the way, if you guys were wondering. I disturbed her when I walked past her, so. But yeah, that's the reason why we realized that we had to keep the bigger dogs outside, because that's what was keeping her awake, was all the movement. Like I said, she has severe FOMO, and yeah, so we have to make it to where she doesn't feel like she's missing anything. So I block the doorway. The dogs have the big yard to run around in. It's not a massive yard. Winnie Bear and Godric are small dogs, so they can run around if they want to. Tonks is an old man. He doesn't really run around. He likes to just find a spot and lay down. Just take in the sun. I need to go take the thing out there and clean my window off. Bird pooped right on my window. Right as I got out of the car, too. I went and I did a trash run, took the trash out and stuff. But yeah. We had like a little foam mattress type thing. And we cut up that we were giving to the dogs. And I went down to, took Sarah and I went down to the dollar store so we could go get more water, Gatorades, and milk, because we needed milk. And got back, and Godric, because it wasn't the puppy, because she was in the kennel, Godric had proceeded to destroy the entire thing. We came into the foam stuff all the way into the bathroom, up into the cab area, stuffed onto the steps. He shredded it to smithereens. How I know it was him is because Winnie Bear was up on the bed, laying down. Tonks has never shredded a bed in his life, ever. He's almost 9 years old. Godric, when he was a puppy, and even recently, every time we would give them like a bed, he would just rip it to pieces, right? He would find a way to open up the fabric and rip it apart. He got Danny started in doing that when she was littler. And so I know he's the culprit, because as soon as I came in, he immediately like ducked his head and ran underneath the ladder, because he knew that he had torn up. And Tonks just sat there looking at me like, you left him out, Mom. So we can't give them a nice cozy dog bed and leave said dog bed down if we leave anywhere, because Godric will destroy it. We've been letting Danny, like during the day and during the night, stay out a little bit longer to lay down with them. And when she falls asleep, which we noticed that she was starting to do the fall asleep at 7 o'clock, which was why I was like, I was pushing her to stay out and whatnot till 9. And then that's when we were having the issues with her sleeping through the night. So now that I'm putting her to bed at 7, she goes to sleep at 7. And now she stays asleep all the way through till 3 in the morning. So I'm really happy with that. No more 1 o'clock wake up, which is nice. To the vet because both of her eyes were bloodshot to the tune of $255. I didn't find out what was wrong with my... She had in her toenail. What the heck? What does that have to do with her eyes? Jesus. But yeah, definitely have to keep their nails trimmed. Like the puppy has really nice kept nails. Tonks has extremely long quicks, right? For like every time he goes in for his vet check, they always just, round off his nails because they're super, super long. Like he has really long nails. And I get people all the time like, you really should trim his nails. I'm like, if you look, you'll see that they are as trimmed as short as they can possibly go without hurting him. He has very long, long toenails. And his quick is super, super long. They've always been that way since he was a baby. And, I told the vet I was concerned because I didn't know if that was going to hurt him as he got older with having such long toenails when he walks. And I noticed that it does bother him a bit more now that he's getting older. Godric has really short nails, which is good. And Winnie Bear has kind of long ones, but they're manageable long. Like you can keep them trimmed up and they're manageable. All my dogs are really good about getting their nails done. I don't have to fight anybody. Danny is actually the hardest one to do, only because she's a puppy and she wants to like grab your hands and not, mouth at you and stuff like that. She'll get there. Tonks, though, I don't mess with his. His quicks scare me half to death because of how long they are and how close to the tip of his nails that they are. So I always let the vet take care of that with him. So she was able to carefully get rid of... Gosh, dang it. They should... See, and that's the thing is you gotta keep... Like you... Especially if you have a longer haired dog, you really, really gotta stay on top of keeping an eye on their nails. I can't even imagine the pain of having your nail grow so long that you're stepping on it. I can't. Like that's sad. But yeah, hopefully a lesson learned for her and to really keep an eye on her dog's nail growth. We're lucky in the sense that we live in an environment that has got a lot of rock, a lot of hard ground. So the dogs naturally, just like wild dogs, naturally their nails stay shaved down from being on the harder surfaces. Yeah. So out here, we're lucky enough that we always have harder surfaces that the dogs are walking on. So the rocks and the dirt and whatnot. So it naturally keeps the nails on the shorter side or rounded out. So we're lucky in that sense. But people who live in places where they have a lot of grass, a lot of soft ground, dogs are more prone to having nail and foot issues. So we're lucky enough that we do live in a desert area and that my dogs are super, super active. So yeah, and that's exactly it. Like, I have had that happen before. When I had my very first dog, back when I was like 17, when I got my first place, and my dog had one of those nails that was up near the top, right? What do they call that? A dew claw on the back leg. And I took real good care of my puppy's nails. And I wasn't really paying attention to that dew claw like you should. And it had curled around and it had punctured back into the little dew claw. I felt really bad because I noticed that the puppy was at that point bleeding. And like I said, I was 17. I wasn't quite aware of how that whole dew claw thing worked. Well, when I finally scheduled for my puppy to be fixed, of course, I clipped it when I realized what was happening. I felt so horrible. I was like, I'm got to be the worst dog owner ever. I can't believe I didn't even think to take care of that, because I was told that it's not really a nail and it's not really a toe because it's like this extra piece that just ends up there. So when I took my dog in to get fixed, when they neutered him, they went ahead and removed his dew claw, which was great because it was just a quick snip and a stitch. I'm confused as to why they didn't do that when they did Winnie Bear's spay. Winnie Bear's been spayed and she has a dew claw in the back and it's just hanging there. It is just this floppy little piece of skin with a nail sticking out. We constantly have to keep on that nail because that nail constantly grows super fast on her. So we have an appointment the 17th to take the pups. Stop it. Stop it, Godric. That's enough. Leave them alone. That's their yard. They can have their doggy out all they want. You're outside. They're not barking at you. We have an appointment for Danny and Sadie to get fixed on the 17th. So when we take them up to get fixed, I'm going to ask them about whether or not we can schedule something to have that dew claw removed off of Winnie Bear. She seems to chew at it a lot and whatnot. So no. You and your little crooked nose. It would be nice if they could talk and say, hey, something's going wrong with me here. Yeah, it would be nice. Dang it. Stop it. He's going at the neighbor right across from us has his little white dog outside. And Godric just can't. He can't. He's trying so hard not to bark at them. But, because he doesn't like the sound of this thing. No. And then the people that have the funny umbrella, they have two beautiful Labradors. One's a solid black one and the other one's chocolate colored. The chocolate one is like 16, 17 years old. Very, very thin, like in the extreme thin. And just kind of wanders with them while she walks the other one on a leash. They're from the same mom and dad. So both dogs came from the same parentage, but they are almost 7.5 years apart in age. You like my That's a big RV. You like my Harry Potter cauldron? It's a Harry Potter cauldron. It's a mug. It's a cauldron mug. But remember I said I went to the store because I wanted to do baking? So I bought all this stuff to make. I want to make some cakes. More stuff to make more cookies. This right here, the white morsels, are gonna go with the dark chocolate. So I'm gonna do like dark chocolate white together. And then I have espresso ones. And then I did get some lemon cake with a lemon frosting. Yeah, don't come at me. And then I did a super fudge chocolate cake. And I think I did a chocolate frosting. And then I bought buttercream frosting, but that's going to go in between this one and this one. So like on this one, you'll put buttercream in between the layers. And then also on this one, there'll be buttercream between the layers. I'll have to show you guys as I make them. And then I got these containers, and I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do. I'll show you what I've done. So what I've been doing is I bought those so that I could do the big thing of flour, which I'm going to take this out here in a minute and pour more of the flour into here. This is all the sugar for baking. These are strictly for just baking. For when we have coffee, Sarah likes having her coffee. So this little container here, that one, is got sugar in it strictly for coffee. So then in here, we have the big thing of rice. I used an old coffee thing for rice. Hold on, guys, 1 second. I knew it. Hold on a second. Come on, kitty, kitty. Come here. Come on, mommy. Hello. Come on. Get in there. Someone figured out how to get outside. This little goofball, Bella, figured out how to get outside. I think she may have gotten out when we were all sitting in here doing stuff yesterday. So I was like, I could hear her yesterday. And I was like, I know she's not in here. She was right outside. She literally was just sitting in the tree. I was like, what the? Oi. But anyway, so yeah, we've got like all of our baking stuff and whatnot so I can do more baking because I truly enjoy baking. And what are you guys barking at? Hey, Winnie Bear, leave it. Good morning. Godric. Stop. Yeah, I am. I'm right in the middle of doing a live stream. Stop it, mister. Boy, he is just... Hey. Stop. Stop. Godric. Hey. He says they're pacing, trying to figure out why I'm not letting him bark at them. It's like, stop. There's no reason. Like, I get if you're like being protective, somebody's coming towards your yard, but when people are like away in their own yards and doing stuff, there's no reason for him to bark at them. Like there was the first time he barked, there's people over at the park across the way. They're down there with their dogs using the bathroom, and he starts barking at them because they're down the way. So I may have put my foot in my mouth when I had said, so far he's been the best behaved. As of yesterday, we have nothing but problems. He's just been barking at everybody that walks past, and they're not even past like in front of us. They're on the opposite side of the road, and he's been going absolutely berserk. So we were doing fine. He's like, but Mom, I need to bark. Yeah. A lot of the RVs are heading out today. So it's crazy. Like there's like I saw 2 new ones on this stretch right here. But other than that, there's a bunch leaving today. I have to keep an eye on her because she's going to try to go outside again. I know she figured it out. But yeah, I'm going to have to keep an eye on her because that's the last thing we need is her getting out here and getting herself attacked by a coyote, because the coyotes come right up into camp. They have no problem walking all up in here. And most of the people around here have little dogs, and there's cats out here. She got into a tiff with one of the other cats yesterday, which is why I couldn't get her back inside. So I just kind of waited her out. She kind of ran up into this tree and stayed there. So I knew she'd gotten out yesterday, so I was just waiting her out. She just came up to me. She's like, Mom. But yeah. Once Sarah's up and going, we'll get the litter box cleaned again. Because I do the litter box once a day. Clean it out every single day. And then we have like these things that you throw in the litter box that help with like smell or anything like that for absorption, which is great. So. Right. But there you go, big girl. She loves getting up on the dashboard and laying up on the dashboard. It's so cute. But I figured she would be the one. Mocus is terrified of being outside. She never has liked it. When we lived at the other house, she would go out the dog door, but she would only stay like porch area. She didn't really enjoy exploring. So here, she hasn't even gone near the door. Mocus has stayed pretty much on that side of the counter space. She does not like she won't even come to this side of the RV. So I don't have any issues with her. But Bella's the one I really have to watch on, because if it was up to Bella, she'd run this whole park. She was the same way when we were at the other house. She would go into the other yard. She kind of stayed within that 4-house section, but she kind of was like, this is my space. And she's got attitude to spare, so. But, you know, who can blame her? You know what I mean? Again? I don't know where or why they have so much in their bowels. I don't know. I don't know. They get fed once a day, right? Like they eat once a day. How do they have so much in them that they go 5-6 times a day? I don't know. Maybe that's why dogs stay so trim, because they go to the bathroom so much. Maybe there's a secret there that we're just not aware of. There's a guy that lives out here, and he reminds me of my grandpa. It makes me kind of like sad but nostalgic at the same time. He reminds me exactly of my grandpa. He literally looks like an old Buddha man. If you've ever seen what a Buddha looks like, or what they have, like the old Buddhas that you can get the little totems and stuff, and it's the really rounded belly with the big chubby face sitting in the chair kind of thing. That's what my grandpa looked like when I was growing up. Like, my grandpa always just reminded me of a Buddha. My aunt has a bunch of Buddhas, statue things that are collected, that were my grandpa's. And then she got a tattoo on her ankle of that exact setting, of my grandpa. And so my grandpa always reminded me of that. Well, there's a man here, looks exactly like my grandpa, like identical. The first time I saw him, I was literally like, I was taken aback and kind of, you know, like became like emotional when I saw him, because my grandpa passed away when I was 17. And was I 17 or was I 14? I'm trying to remember. It was when I was in high school. So Yeah, it was when I was 17 because it was when I was taking musical theater. So yeah, so I was 17. It was before I moved out of my mom's house and my grandpa passed away. That was a really rough time because we weren't really allowed to see him very often. And just to see this man down here, it just took me back. But yeah. The worker that's driving the little work cart thing around, he was over here by the dumpster at the same time that I was, and he got out of the thing. I don't know if maybe he didn't set it right, and it just started to roll away from him. He was like, oh God, like dropped what he had in his hand and ran back after it to stop it, and then pulled it back up to the dumpster and tried again. And as he got out, it started rolling backwards again, and I was like, oh my God, it doesn't want to stay in park. Oh my goodness. He's still having trouble with it. That thing does not want to stay where he wants to put it, so. What are you looking for, darling? Yeah? That was a very graceful jump. That was a very graceful jump, sweet girl. Isabella. You gonna go step on Sarah? Huh? Isabella, what are you doing, Debbie? You wanna go up here? You can go up here and lay down. Okay. Go. Go check it out. Yeah, she's gonna be one I'll have to definitely watch for. This is why we need an actual screen door, so that it is set in place and she can't just push outside of it, which is what she did with this. She just pushed her face into it, and it, of course, it's just a net piece that's holding with a magnet, and she just pushed it out of her way and got out the door. I checked everything else just to be sure it wasn't like another exit spot, and there's not. The doghouse is latched into place, so she didn't get out through the engine compartment. Hi, Mama Eyes. She's trying to figure out how to get out without getting without me noticing her. But like I said, I'm right here, so she can't get out the door with me standing here. So I'm gonna definitely have to keep an eye on her. Hey! Hey! No! No, sir! Tonks, leave it. No, sir. We don't bark at the neighbors. They're so cute. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. They're so cute and well behaved. Hey. Hey. Why you have such a bad attitude? That's why you can't make no friends, because you're such a bad attitude. Oh. He does. He has such a bad attitude. None of the other dogs around here want to play with him. Like when I take him for a walk, they all avoid him. But they all want to come up and smell and say hi to Tonks or say hi to Danny. Winnie Bear loves playing with other dogs. But Jolena, hi, how are you? And Bella's like trying to figure this out. I should have known she was going to be the one to figure out how to get outside. Godric. That is enough. Oh yeah, so not sure what's going on yet with Taylor, you guys. I think I told you guys about Taylor being separated. We're still waiting on word. Nothing's really come of it yet. I think he said he already started the paperwork, but I don't know what else is going on right now. Oh, well, thank you. Awesome. No problem, Teresa. But yeah, so I love how Bella just sits there and stares at Mocha's like, really? Because Mocha's is back at the bowl again, but there's just not much left in there. Just like little bits and pieces. And I put Bella's bowl out of the way. So she just finished eating, so I put her bowl up. But yeah. But Mocha's is like, she can't figure out why she can't just chow down a whole bunch, because there's not. I just put a little bit inside the bowl. This cat just used the ladder like an actual ladder. Oh, watching on a laptop. You already know you were wrong for it, because you immediately looked at the door to see if you were going to be in trouble. Really? Jesus. Oh, he has such a headache sometimes. All right, I think someone's ready to go outside for a little bit. Someone ready to go outside for a little bit? Good morning. Stretch it out, big butt. You ready? Hold on. This way. Go on. The baby that gives all of them a headache. So let her out for a little bit. I'm actually really glad that I was able to get my hair, like I was able to do my haircut. I know, like, I post it and I want people to understand I didn't go anywhere to get it done. I did it myself. So I got it all, like, I flipped everything over because my hair's layered. And so I flipped my head over and got everything kind of right in front of me. And I went through and cut like all the junk out of it, right? So all the split ends, everything. Took forever, by the way. So I was just pulling it forward and just snipping away at everything. And then I pushed, like, I pulled it all back again into where I wanted. Had Sarah take a picture for me. And I said, no, I'm still not happy with it because I could see where all the dead hair was. So I pulled it all forward again. And I did it in a bigger chunk this time and just said, you know what, just take this amount off. And then flipped it back over again, brushed it out, and then had Sarah go through and just straighten the little spots that I may have missed. So she went ahead and just went right across it and gave it a nice straight trim right across the bottom. So I was really happy. One, that I have her here, and two, that I can do that myself with having long hair. It makes it a bit easier to do something like that because you can actually physically see the hair. Now, I wouldn't recommend, if you don't know what you're doing, you could totally mess your hair up. For me, I've kind of been doing self trims for like a long time. So just kind of trimming off the little ends and stuff. So that's what I normally do all on my own, is I kind of just keep the ends clean. And I've been trying to get all my hair to grow out because it's been layered for so long. So I'm slowly but surely getting rid of the layer and having kind of all just my hair be, it's all one kind of length. So it's pretty close to all now being close to all one length. Like my shortest layer, I think, comes to right about here, which used to be like the shortest layer of my layered look of my hair. She has so much hair all over her. Winnie Bear, no ma'am. No, there is a water bowl right there. Yeah. What's the cat doing? No, Taylor's in the military, sweetheart. So no, he doesn't have a house. He's in the military, so he lives in the dorms. But yeah, so no, he doesn't have a house. But the cats are just kind of chilling out. Mocha's just went back underneath. Bella just went underneath because she already gotten, like, I just got done finally getting her back inside after she got out yesterday. I knew she wasn't coming out of that tree last night after getting into the scuffle with the other cat. Because there's like 3 cats here, like in the park, that kind of all stay right here in this space. And 2 of them are big, huge, like huge males. And the other one's like this kind of older, fatter, slower moving female. So I'm guessing they belong to someone here in the park. But that's gonna be Danny making Winnie Bear upset. But yeah, so she got into a scuffle with the one and she ran up into this tree. So I knew not to mess with her. Sorry guys, it's Sarah slightly waking up. So I knew not to mess with her yesterday. She wasn't gonna come out of that tree. So once she finally came down, I just saw her and I was like, hold on a second. So I went out there and I just, come here, baby girl. She came right to me. So, Godric, could you please take it easy? My goodness. Godric, stop. This guy's little dog is so cute, you guys. Now you gotta go jog it all off. He has literally, oh, you can't even see because I have this in the way. He's got the cutest little dog. And this one doesn't want to stop. Like, oh my God. Oh, Danny is such a butt, you guys. She's constantly bumps in their faces and stuff. Yeah, I know. Like, look at her. She gets crazy. And this is what gets them mad, is because she doesn't know how to stop. So, as you can see, she has no manners whatsoever. Like, they want her to stop, and she won't. Like, she will just keep at their faces. Oh yeah, she needs a lot of extra work. As you can hear, he's getting mad at her. She will do that constantly, right at their faces. Which, if you've ever watched like a pack of dogs or whatnot, if you've ever seen like wild dogs, they hate that. They will get into fights from being in each other's face. If you've ever been to a dog park and you see like a dog that's in the dog park that still doesn't quite have dog manners yet and they get into another dog's face, it usually results in a fight. Danny still hasn't picked up on their body language yet and their responses to her. And so we always end up with several scuffles during the day of them getting into scuffles with her because she just doesn't listen to their vocal sounds and their body language with her. The biggest thing we have to watch for is like, if you notice that Godric and Winnie Bear do not have collars on anymore. We took those off because Danny would grab by their collar, especially on Winnie Bear. I wasn't too worried about Godric, but I didn't want her still keeping that habit. So with Winnie Bear, she would grab Winnie Bear and she would sling Winnie Bear. And she would grab her and she would violently shake Winnie Bear by the collar. And I was terrified that an accident was about to happen. So I took the collars completely out. She doesn't even touch Tonks's collar. She tried the one time and he got her good for it. He was not having it. And that's the only, to this day now, she doesn't even touch anywhere near his collar. She will go by his face and kind of go after his face. And she gets the hint, I think, from him pretty quick because he's able to lift his head up away from her to just stop. And so she'll go after the other two. But yeah, so she's constantly getting herself into scuffles between her and Winnie Bear or her and Godric. Godric wants to play with her, but then she breaks the rules every time. And they always end up in a mild scuffle of getting angry with her. So that's why I said I really have to keep an eye on him. Because she doesn't know how to have proper manners. I want to go fishing today. They're like slamming into the gate, so the whole RV is like rattling. Denali. Oh my God, you guys. Well, yeah, Sarah has been out of school. She's been doing the GED program. 1 second, I gotta go fix this before they knock the whole thing over. 1 second. You guys, what are you two doing? You've slammed the whole thing sideways. Now, let's not do that, Denali. Chill out. You are insane. Oh, gosh. Watch me break my butt falling down out of this. Oy. Yeah, so Sarah's been doing, and it's no H, but Sarah's been doing GED. So right now, because they are not doing any proctored exams, which sucks, so her GED her date that she was hoping to be done was before May, right? She wanted to be done before her birthday. Yeah, and that was the thing, is she was supposed to have 2 more exams, right? So she had the one she was waiting for the results on, and she only had 1 more exam to take. Well, she has to retake the other one. So with everything hitting and everything happening, because you had to wait like a certain amount of time before you can take the next one, before you can retake. So she was hoping to be done before her birthday in May, but they're not proctoring any exams, and you have to have the exams proctored. So if anybody ever wonders, and if you don't know what proctoring means, it means that it has to be evaluated and watched while you're doing it. You can't just do it like online. You have to have somebody there with you watching you take the exam so that you're not cheating. So that's what proctoring means. It means to evaluate during it. Oh yeah, she's had so much extra time to study and get to know more of the information. I don't doubt she'll go ahead and get through it real quick, but she really, really wanted to be graduated, finished with it, have her, it doesn't even say GED anymore. It says high school diploma or equivalency. No, you're not doing that again. Go, Missy. Which I think is really nice. So either way, because even with a GED, like, it takes a lot of work to get a GED. So even with people that go to all 4 years of high school and whatnot, get their diploma, it's just as hard a work to get your GED as it is to get your diploma. So proud of her either way. Yeah, and exactly. So, and it sucks too, because she wanted to be graduated, done with her GED by her birthday, which means she'll be 19. Oh yeah, it definitely will. I'm hoping, and what we're hoping for them to do is to open up proctoring again for the exams in small groups. Like the rooms that they do the exams in have like 20 some odd computers. If they could schedule it to be like 5 people and place them around the room away from each other, right? Space everybody away from each other and have the proctor standing at the front of the room waiting and watching as everybody takes their exam. And then those 5 people be done, one at a time, be allowed to exit the room, sterilize everything again, go through, sanitize, Lysol, whatever you have to do, and then take your next set of people. That would be, for me anyway, that's how I would have done it, to progress people forward, right? So that people can get these things done. Just like right now, you can't even do your entry exams, which a lot of these places do, like entry. You can't even schedule classes now through the computer because you can't even take their entry exam that they require, because that's also proctored. So there's that. So I was like, well, and then of course with everything going on, as of right this moment, Taylor's whole thing is kind of on hold for his separation. So because they're not letting anybody, they've got like a no travel order, so he can't go anywhere. Oh, I know. And so that's what I was telling Sarah, was that I want to go over to Joann's, because Joann's is giving fabric for masks. And because we're being required to wear them now, as of Arizona's new thing, we are required to wear, not required, but they're recommending them. Yeah, almost everybody is. Jolena, everybody's out. Ooh, hey, no. Let's not do that. So because Joanne's giving that for that, ours is. So that's the cool part. Like ours over here is giving fabric for masks. So I was gonna go over there today. Did they really for you guys? Yeah, they didn't close ours. Ours is still open over here. So I was gonna go down, pick up my sewing machine from the storage unit at the same time grab that and then swing by Joann's. They said to call, don't come into the store. Wow, yeah. A lot of places are. Like, for us, they are recommending it. Like, they set out our order and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, you can't go into the store. You cannot go into the store. They're not allowing you access inside. What they said for us here, our Joann's posted, if you need material or fabric for masks, to call ahead, and then they will give you what they have. So you don't get to pick and choose what your fabric looks like. They will give you a whatever amount for however many people. So I'm going to do 2 masks, one for myself, one for Sarah, and that'll be it for right now. So yeah, I'm going to call them when I'm on my way over to the storage unit to pick up the sewing machine, because yeah, I'm not going to try and do it by hand. And then I was told you can get the pattern, like the mask pattern. I saw a couple of them online, so I'm going to see if I can't pull those up and then maybe sketch that out, like put I have like a contact paper stuff, so I can kind of sketch it. Well, yeah, I think that's exactly what I think it is, Allie. I think it's state by state. What they're like, Arizona is one of the last states that, like, even Georgia, like Georgia and Alabama and Ohio, none of them have stay-at-home orders. Sorry, none of them have stay-at-home orders. That's Danny, by the way. That she has that big of a bark for a pup. You two have lost your minds, and yeah, that's why you're staying outside, because one of them went to the bathroom again, and several of them, I don't know which ones, I'm going to guess Danny and Godric, because they're the ones going crazy, have now proceeded to step all in it. So they'll stay outside until said poop is dispersed off of their feet. Oi. The joys of having crazy dogs. Should be one giant stay-at-home order. Yeah, right? Like, United States. Need I say more? Why, if we're the United States of America, why does each state get to dictate what each one gets to do and don't do? No. When it's all of us and it's affecting everybody, then it should be an order for everybody. Just saying. Just saying. But yeah. And Arizona, we didn't even implement, like, we didn't even put a stay-at-home order in until last week. Or not even last week. On Thursday. It hasn't even been a week yet. Thursday was when they put ours into effect. I mean, I get it. But I also know that by allowing people to continue to act like a hot mess and not making everybody do what they should be doing right now, we are causing things to get worse instead of better. Things could have already plateaued out. They could have already hit their peaks at this point and started to finally come back down if people would have done things quicker. Like, if they had implemented things quicker, if they had put stay-at-home orders in place much sooner. When they first knew about it, made it aware to the public. So, you guys go back to school May 4th. That'll be a first. I know that Arizona schools are all closed until next school year. Cool is that they have the test now to see if you have it. So they are going to start testing people, and if they have had it, they can go back to work. Yeah. And here's the thing. I am almost certain they have canceled school in Washington State for the rest. Yeah, ours here too. Arizona's rest of the school year. It's done deal. Kids are going to graduate through a whole different process. I really loved somebody's idea that they came up with online. I think it is an amazing idea that they put the students with their parent in a car and have the cars line up in a procession and have that procession go through town, have, you know, neighbors, whatnot, outside, everybody in their own space, don't be touching each other. And, yeah. And just be outside cheering these students on as a procession goes through. Have the principal. Yeah, I'm almost certain I've already had it in November and December when I got really, really, really sick. And like I ended up at the hospital several times during it because I couldn't breathe and had to go use a nebulizer. Used a nebulizer for 2 straight weeks. I had to use a nebulizer for 3 days, for 3 times a day was the prescription. It was bad. I really thought, like right before Christmas and just before Taylor was going to get here is when I started to turn that corner, started to feel better. But it was 5 straight weeks of, like the first week, I just thought it was like my normal seasonal, like, okay, I get that stupid respiratory thing due to the season. And then when it kind of went past that and it just got worse and worse, and then I couldn't breathe and I could not get rid of that cough. And I couldn't sleep because I would cough and cough and cough and cough and cough. And I just had a steady fever all the way through it. It was horrible. So, yeah, I don't know about the taste and smell thing because I wasn't paying attention to any of that. I was so concerned about my inability to breathe. I could not breathe. And it was terrifying. I think I know Sarah had gotten sick too just before I did. And hers lasted like 3, almost 4 weeks where she had this fever the whole time and this horrible, horrible cough and could not get rid of it. She didn't want to eat. Hold on, she almost broke that whole thing down. Jesus, Danny. Yeah, they told me back then, they told me that I had a severe upper respiratory infection. Yeah, my primary care called me a couple weeks ago and said she's like, oh my God, you had it. So I'm on the list for the test. Hopefully you'll take it next week. Yeah. See, I'm almost certain I've already had it. And so when they make it available here and we get anything out here, I will go test to see if I've already had it, because I know it'll show if you've already had it, like you'll have antibodies for it. So I'm almost certain that Sarah and I have already dealt with it. It was terrifying, to say the least. Like I've had moments where, like when I was a kid, where I couldn't breathe and I went through that really bad seasonal thing that I get every year. But something about it this time around. Jiminy's, Denali, sweetheart. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not on any medications, which would prevent me from even donating. So that would be really cool. But when they start offering it out here, like when they start offering the test out here for us to find out if we have had it. But I'm almost certain that had to have been it. There's, like I said, that the doctor had tested me for flu. They tested me for pneumonia. Whatnot, and those all came back negative. They thought I may have had strep, came back negative, which is what I would do, but because I don't weigh enough. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna have both of us tested. But like I said, for me, I have not had, oh my gosh. They're just wrecking this thing out here. You two, my word. Yeah, it was just, I wouldn't wish that sensation on my worst enemy. Yeah, first they did a Z-Pack on me. Nothing, right? It didn't do any good. And then I went back in because I just couldn't breathe. Like that was my biggest problem, was I just could not catch my breath. And of course, because I couldn't catch my breath, I couldn't get a good enough cough in. Yeah, this is all day though. Like I'm not even kidding. Even after I take her for a 5-mile run, she'll still be doing that right there. That's Danny, by the way, if you're wondering. That's Danny literally losing her noodle outside. And it's an all-day occurrence. So usually we have the where they can come in and out, and she will just come barreling through here, barreling back out, barreling through here, barreling back out. So it's literally an all-day thing. Recently, as of this past week, I have been putting a thing in front of the door to make her stay outside and go crazy because she was tearing up the floor in here. And she keeps opening this back up. No, Denali, stop, sweetheart. You are losing your noodle, sister. Go play out there. Oh my goodness. She keeps smacking into the stairs because I have the thing blocking the stairs. And so she still has the habit of wanting to run straight through here. So she goes to come up and she hits the thing because I have the door blocked. It's the only way though. I can't, we can't keep having her rip it up in here. So she's already ruined our paint job on a whole section of the house right here, because she's covered in stuff because she gets crazy out there. But you know, it is what it is. Like I said, she's gonna grow out of that puppy stage, and once she's out of that puppy stage, then we'll do our paint job in here. As of right now, this is just primered, and so I'm not too concerned. It definitely does not look as pretty as it did the day we finished getting all the primer on the walls, but you know, it's just primer. It's just meant to kind of cover up and get things ready for paint. We're not camping. This is what we live in. This is our home. I live in the RV. We are out at a RV camp. Yes, because that's kind of how you have to live with an RV. So we're at a place with full hookups. So we have electric, water, and we now have gas. So, which is great. Oh, by the way, it's a good thing I did buy that 5-gallon tank. The guy that was supposed to come out here for the propane guy, never showed up that day. And I called the office and she said, yeah, the other person that made that call that wanted him out here for that special order, he still never got his propane either. So he still needed the guy. So he never canceled his order. So the propane guy never showed up. Which now he won't be. He's supposed to be coming tomorrow. Oop, Winnie Bear's getting mad. But we don't know. Winnie Bear can't stand it because Winnie Bear's so little that I don't think Danny takes her seriously at all. Like she doesn't heed when, like you can tell that what Winnie Bear is doing is, hey, I want you to stop it type bark. And Danny is just like smacking her with her paws and pushing Winnie Bear into the dirt. And Danny's big, okay? She's a big dog. And Winnie Bear is all of this big, okay? She's the tiniest little thing. And Danny is just, she doesn't get her own strength, you know what I mean? Like puppies just don't realize that they're as big as they are. This is why puppies and litters can play together, because they're all within that same size range. Whereas Danny is huge for a puppy, and she wants to treat Godric and Winnie Bear as other puppies to play with. And they're not up to that. Like she is huge compared to them. Well, she's even bigger than Godric now. She's got Godric beat by almost 10 pounds. So she's very fast approaching Tonk's size. So I know. But I got to start working on getting their food made, because I got to get the thing out so I can start cooking. Yes, I cook part of my dog's food. So I think it's funny that people get so mad about the bagged dog food or the dry dog food, but sometimes you just have to go with what you can get or what you can afford. And then on top of that, I do add chicken, rice, and peas to their meal. If I had carrots, I'd add carrots too, but we don't have any carrots right now. So it's chicken, rice, and peas today. But that's what we're going to do, because my pups are definitely fed a little bit on the spoiled side, as I would call it. But most people be like, that's not spoiled. But that's just because people are trying to be fancy pants. Sorry, not everybody can be like you, Karen. Unless you want to buy my dogs their food, then zip it, bitch about it. Are you guys going to do another live? I try to do these every day. I try. I'm not going to guarantee that it'll be every day, but I try to get a live stream in daily. That's what I've been doing. Since I even started doing the live streams while we were renovating the RV. Are these even thawed out yet? Oh, yay, they are. Okay. So that's what's going to happen. I need to, Allie, hopefully you sent me the link for the lard. If not, I'll just go ahead and go on and see if I can find what we have here in town and then go buy some so I can make some real tortillas. I mean, these are real tortillas. They just don't have the flavor I was looking for. So I'm going to probably take all of these. I'll take some of these to make our tacos with. I'm going to make some street breakfast tacos. But take a couple of these Dude, he is hauling butt through here. Yeah, my knees. I was like, what the heck? Anyway, so I'm going to take a couple of those to make our tacos with. The rest of them I'm going to cut up and make chips out of. And then what I want to do is go and actually get the stuff to make tortillas. So when I go out today, we are going to go to the storage unit to grab the sewing machine. And we're going to stop by Joann's, make the phone call, have them bring us out the fabric, pay them for the fabric. She said it's free, but I'm going to probably give them a tip. She may not even take it. But I do have some cash on hand, so I figure give them an extra bit, but we'll see. I know that you don't have to pay for it because they're giving out free fabric to make masks. So I just need enough to do 2 people. Go online and print out, or not print out, but go online, and I'm going to take a contact paper that I have and put it on there, and I'm going to trace the pattern because I have a touch screen, but I can turn the touch screen off and then trace the pattern. So that way we at least have the pattern. Then I'm going to attempt to make some face masks for Sarah and I, because I think it's important during this. And I think that the good part is we'll have those for after this. So when I do get sick again, during my seasonal outbreak of my lungs hating me, which happens every year, I'd like to do that. So, all right, I keep wanting to say Jolene. I'm going to say Juliana, right? Juliana. Okay. I need to learn to say that correctly. Every time I see it, I want to say Jolene, but it's not Jolene, it's Juliana. Have a great day, sweetheart. I'm going to get off here, you guys. I'm going to get these dogs fed, and then we're going to head in because Sarah's starting to stir. She's getting close to being ready to be awake. So, like I said, also, guys, like I said at the beginning of the stream, really, really take the time to take care of your mental health. Keep that in mind. Do not let that kind of stuff slip through the cracks. Don't feel that you're alone in all this, even if you are living on your own. Please, please, please make sure that you're reaching out to family, friends, especially your mental health care people and your therapist, like your therapist. Please, please, please keep that in mind. And just stay safe, wash your hands, and yeah, take care, you guys.